Hello, all my beautiful sewers out there. My name is Heather, and we're talking about the Janome 9850. And I am going to show you how to properly install whatever you want to embroider into a hoop. Now, this hoop is the FA10A. I hope you guys can see that. For the Janome Memory Craft 9850. So like I said, I'm just shooting on my phone right now, and I'm going to show you. So what you have to do is find a good stabilizer. A stabilizer would be something like Pellon 808 or 809. I found this stabilizer, which is not, it doesn't adhere to the fabric. The 808 or 809 actually adheres to the fabric. You can iron it on. And this one doesn't. And this came up when I started searching for embroidery machines. So this one came up. And when I have the 808 or 809, I do not use this. However, in this example, I'm going to use this embroidery stabilizer. Okay? Because I want to show you how it works. And this 808 or 809 is going to stay on, and this will not. This is tearaway. So there are some really great stabilizer videos, and I will find them and link them below. And the stabilizer is not specifically for a certain machine. Like, it's not just for the Janome that we're working on. It's not just for let's say the Brother or another machine. So okay, so what we're going to do is this one. First of all, we're going to turn the lock and loosen up the inside ring. And then we lay this one here completely over the ring. Okay, so if we look at it from, sorry, just a second, this view, here's what it's going to look like. And you want it to overhang on both sides. You want it to overhang on all four sides of this. Okay, so we remove the center ring and we just set it to the side. So we want our non-adhesive stabilizer, excuse me, not a stapler, to go over all four corners, all four edges here. And then our piece, a lot of times I'm making a wrist strap for my cousin. So this is the fabric that I'm using. That's why I have adhered the fabric to the interfacing, and I'm going to use this tearaway to show you guys how it works, because it's always good to have a little bit of extra. You don't want to have not enough. So so once you put this down here, let me turn it this way so it doesn't move. Okay, once you put this down here, then you put this where you want it on your, where you want to embroider. Okay, now remember, we already set our machine up where we inserted the bobbin and the bobbin carriage, and we have changed the needle and the presser foot and got the color that we wanted. So just a second. Okay, all right, just a second. So then we put this down on top of our piece. Now, remember the way you took this out, because look, these are always going to be, they only fit one direction. So see how there's a little gap right here? Let me pick this up and show you right here. See how there's a gap? That is not the proper way. Do not force this in and lock it down. See how there's not a gap right here? Please do not expand this. See it right here? Oh, it's real tight. Do not do this. This is not proper. This is not right. Let me turn it around and show you. So if I turn this around and put it in, look how perfect it fits. No matter how big you have it, it's going to close all the way down. Okay? So just make sure that you have the right piece going all the way down. And this piece right here, you want facing up. Okay, this smooth side, Look at this. When you put it in, it's completely smooth here. And it does that so when it glides across your sewing machine, it's smooth all around and won't catch on anything. Okay? So, right. I'm glad that happened because I got to show you guys. Okay, so we put the stabilizer down first and it embroiders from the top. Okay? So we're going to put this in. Know about where you want it. Now I have already made this one time, but then I remembered that I wanted to show you guys how to install this and okay. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like when we're done. All right, okay. So we put this in, make sure everything's hanging over on all four sides, even if it's just a little bit, but you want it like more than a half an inch hanging over the edges, okay? That's my wisdom. It doesn't mean it has to be more than a half hanging over. Okay, let me make sure I got this right, actually. Okay, that should be okay. So this should be all right. Oop. Oh, you want your extra material. Also, this is very important. You want your extra material hanging off on this open side, not the side where the arm is, because this will put it on the inside of the machine, which could cause problems with it lining up or whatever. I don't know, but it could. I'm not sure. I haven't done that. I just don't want to do it, so I want to be careful and not do it. I don't want to do it once and see what happens, you know. So, got this going the right way. Everything looks good. So, this takes a minute. I like to make sure we're good. Okay, so then I put this tray so it lifts up. Let me come back a little bit. I put this tray so it lifts up here. Okay. So it lifts up and I push it down. And then I pull just a little bit over here. Now remember, we made this a little bit wide already. Oops. Maybe I didn't make it enough, so I'm opening up just a little bit more, or it closed. Okay, so this is what will happen. Sorry about that. I did not get to see that. Okay, so push this all the way down. It's gonna be tight. You want it to be as tight as possible, okay? So let's tighten it up a little bit. Okay, so when you push it all the way down, it's gonna look like this, look, okay? Now, you want to have some hanging over. That's what you want, okay? This is a wristlet, so sometimes I don't have any hanging over, okay? So let's look at the back. See how smooth and tight that is? See that? So I'm going to start twisting this lock here. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to the front here and push it down again because it's got to be all the way down. Okay, I'm going to start tightening a little bit more. Hear that sound? That's the sound you want. Okay? Because it's tight. You don't want it loose or floppy. You don't want to hear this. It's too floppy. Alright? You want it tight. So then now I'm taking this screwdriver and I'm tightening it even more. Just a couple. You don't have to have it to where it's pinching the sides too much. Okay, let me do just a couple more turns because make sure that it's good. So I go back and I check and see this right here is up. See how this is up? I need to unloosen that and push it back down a little bit. So like I said, I'm glad that I only have this phone camera because then you can see what I'm doing and any mistakes or whatever that I make, because you might make them too. Not everyone is perfect. Okay? Like I said, please do not ever... My stand here for my phone. Please do not ever give up. Do not ever give up. Keep trying. Find another video. Find something that helps you. So here I am pushing this down, and it looks like it's all the way. I can feel it on the back side. So, yeah, sorry. I believe that we make mistakes. Everybody makes a mistake. So, and it's not like, oh, you made a mistake, you failed. We're making a mistake and we can fix it at this point. Okay, so now we're at this. Here, listen. Our little drum top that we made. Okay, so we have this piece. All right. Now we're going to go over to the sewing machine. Okay, so here we are back at our, I said sewing machine, but I meant embroidery machine, because right now it is set up for embroidery feature. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Now, when I turn the machine on, it says, please remove hoop, keep hands clear, carriage will now move to the home position. And this is the carriage. You don't want the hoop on it just yet. Okay, here's our hoop and our instruction book. Keep that always close, because sometimes hearing it and reading it work very good together. All these hoops come with this line up device. It only goes in one way. So if you, oops, see, everybody does crazy. So anyway, if you put it in wrong, first of all, the words will be backwards. It will not line up. So what we want to do is put it in the right way, and this will help us line it up on the machine. However, our machine lines it up for us, but that way we know where that it's only going to embroider in this section only. This is the only place where it's going to embroider, in these 4 squares, these 10 squares this way. Okay, so this is actually just a 4 by 10 embroider. So okay, so we looked at it, made sure we had it where we wanted, like I said, because I want to make sure that that blue is going to show up in the lighter area and not on top of this black. So okay, so it's good. We're ready to go now. So it has moved into position. Let's see. Now we'll move into position. I'm glad you guys can see that, right? Okay, so now it's in position, and it says keep hands clear, carriage will now move into the start position. After carriage stops, please set hoop. Okay. Okay, so now we install the hoop. There's directions on here. Okay, there's directions on here. So unlock, which is here, it says unlock. It's a lot easier to see on the, there you go, you can see that, unlock and lock. So make sure that this is the lock position. This is the unlock position. Wait, sorry. Unlock is this. Lock is this. Okay. So unlock, it'll be straight like this. Okay. And if you look on the back, it'll be straight in line. Oops. It's straight in line with everything else there. Okay. All right. These are my notes. Don't read those. It's just for me. Okay. So we're going to go over to the carriage. And I'm going to just bring you over there for just a second. We're going over, like we're going to walk. Sorry about that. And I'm going to show you the carriage here. See how the carriage has the hole in the 2 dots? Now that will line up with your embroidery, see? So we're going to line it up straight with that and lock it into position. Now, be mindful of your hoop here, okay? Be mindful of your hoop. I'm just going to show you how to do that, because that one is a little bit more tricky. So, and we're not, I'm just going to look over the machine real quick. I'm going to look over the machine so you can see. So, I'm not lined up yet. So, we're close. But let's get this in first, and then we can line it up directly. We'll get back in a position where we can see. So here's our foot that we put in, and our needle is there. See our needle? Now what I'm going to do is reach to the back here and lift up the foot just a little bit more to get the hoop in there. Okay? And then you can just put the foot back down. All right? Then we're going to come to the back here. Let's see. I'm trying to find a place where a good place. Okay, getting to a good place to where you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm lifting this up, making sure it's in the unlock position, and I'm just going to set it down on top of this. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to turn it into the lock position, and this will not move. All right? So now, with being in the lock position, we're going to come back to the front of the machine and look at some stuff here. So if we take our plastic template and we can look at the words and how they're written, let's slide it onto our hoop here. Okay, and we see that the needle is right on that dot. Can you see that? Zoom in a little bit so you can see. Okay, that's where we're looking at right there. Now, if you want, the needle will go through that dot. Okay, so you know you're lined up spot on. Okay. All right, so don't forget to take that out. Okay, don't forget to take that out. And then what we're going to do is we have our, on the screen over here, we have our, the name of my cousin, and her name is right there. And it's all ready to go. Everything's lined up, ready to go. So we're going to come back over here. I like to watch, so, okay. And we're going to hit the start button. All right. Oh, let me pull this just a little bit more. I don't know why I feel like I have to move this stuff out of the way. So if you look at this right here, this will move this tail out of the way for you. Okay. So you come over here and put 7. Remember, around the side and the back of this, see, on the back of this, and then you pull, and it pulls that tail off and moves it out of the way. I don't know why I feel like I have to move it out of the way, because the machine does a great job at covering that up. So, all right, let's get started. Oh, now, the machine gave me an error. Look. Lower the presser foot. See? I always forget something. So I will X that out. Come back over here. And this time I'll remember lower presser foot. Okay. Oh. Then you gotta pull that out a little bit more. Run it back through here. Okay. And now, with the presser foot lowered, I'm gonna hit start. There we go. Bring back just a little. It always looks like it's embroidering something. What it is here. What is that? Anyway. show you the machine here, counting down how many stitches. It tells you exactly how many stitches, and there you go. Raise the presser foot. It takes 3 minutes and 1 color. You can put the number of the color and save the pattern if you'd like. Okay, so we're just gonna do that. All right, we'll come back over here. We'll raise up the presser foot. Now, this part's a little tricky. So we raised up the presser foot, okay, and we're coming back here. Can you see me back here? And we're gonna unlock the arm, okay, which will allow this to move freely. To get it out, remember how we hit this latch here in the back and we just pushed it up and it came up just enough? And I push it straight back, okay? Which allows me to get out my embroider, okay? Okay, so now we're going to take the embroidered piece. Remember, we have the tearaway and we're going to loosen this up. So we did 3 turns. And we can use the hand here. It's beautiful. No strings to cut. It's amazing. Even when I do a little name on my sewing machine. So I got this. I have to cut strings and I don't like it. So anyway, I got this loose enough that I can take my fingers right here and just push this out like that. Okay, so here we go. Now let's look at the back. Look how clean the back is. Now you put the stabilizer, and the stabilizer is for the stitches. That's all this is for right here. Now this stabilizer that I ironed on is for the project that I'm doing. Anyway, so once you get to here, the stitches are beautiful. It looks great. So you can just take this, and like I said, it's just tearaway. It's only for the letters, right? So, go. Just tearaway. It's supposed to do this, whatever it looks like. It's supposed to look like that. Okay. It's just so it doesn't like rip a hole in your fabric. This is duck canvas. I added 809 stabilizer to it, Pellon. And then I have this tearaway stabilizer. As you can see, her name is perfectly in there, and the words are you can reuse this piece for something here if you want, or you know, maybe like this, something here, but wherever you're going to embroider, you want to make sure you cover both this way it's held on by the inner piece. Okay, that's the whole point. So there's enough room, we can reuse this piece. Okay, so here's the great part. So this goes back in here. Just tighten it up by hand and it's in there, and then wherever or however you store it, you can store it. Here's the bad part. You put this back in here, this piece here, back in here, and this will likely fall out. So just I've just been storing them flat lately. I have a little container that I keep them in. I only have 3, but you know, like I said, I'm just starting. And I hope you enjoyed this video. You can check me out at Heather_handbags or Heather_Fortney. That's F as in Frank, ORTNEY. And it's me standing up by Crab House in Maryland. And that's my Instagram. Those are my Instagrams. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. If I can do anything better or do anything that I'm doing that's bad, please let me know. I do take criticism very well. Like I said, I'm just starting this. I'm not a photo editor. I'm doing this just because I love to sew, and I just want to help anybody who's trying to sew as well. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.